You are a really interesting person because you play professional rugby, you work at Facebook, you're kind of bouncing a little bit of everything. So how's life going for you?
Life is going pretty well. I have no complaints. You know, it's interesting when you first start playing rugby, you don't really know how big of a world that it really is. And then once you start seeing everybody from all over the world. So once I get exposure to that, and then now going to working at Facebook as well, it's a huge company. You know, so it's been very, very different, but definitely grateful for it.
So you're meeting all different types of people then.
Yeah.
You got your data people, you got your rugby fans.
Yeah.
It's a whole swath of people, which
Exactly.
is cool for you.
That's true.
That's awesome. So you played hoops growing up? That was your thing for a little while?
Yeah. You know, so I played basketball. I was actually playing for Suffolk County Community College when I first graduated from high school, because I went to Patrick Mefford High School out in Long Island. From there, I kind of just left and graduated and went to Stony Brook. Tried to get on the Stony Brook team, but couldn't get onto the Stony Brook team to like play with the team. So I ended up working with the team, helping with the team, working out with the team, and doing things like that. And then as my eligibility became up, the coach from Stony Brook at the time, his name was Dan Russo, and him and Jerry Miro, they had come up to me and said, "Hey, you know, you should play rugby and give it a shot." I was like, "Oh, you know, after my eligibility for basketball, I figured I'd consider it and stuff." And then, long story short, I'm here.
So that was the first time rugby came into your life? Had you had any exposure to it before?
So, I'll probably get in trouble with this, but yes,
Yeah?
I have had exposure to rugby before. So when I was in community college, the person that I was dating at the time played.
Okay.
And she played, and I went to watch one of her matches because I've never heard it before. So I went to watch, and I was like, "Oh, this actually seems pretty interesting, right? I've never I think I could do something like this." And then I saw the guys play right after, and I was like, "Oh no, I can't do anything like that." It was really brutal, you know. And from there, that was like my first exposure to it, right? So I've seen it before, I had an idea of it, but then like later on down the road, that's when I like properly got like formally introduced and actually played and everything. So I knew like how to score, I knew like things you want to do, things you don't want to do, but I didn't know any of like the small techniques and small skills that you learn throughout the game.
So when do you feel like you got really good at it? How long did it take?
Honestly, it's weird. I never really feel like I've
No, you're still trying to get there.
Yeah, gotten really good. You know, when I talk to guys like that were on the team this year, and like there's like this whole wealth of knowledge. You know, you just learn by like playing with people who've been playing it for years, right? And some of the things they may not even be aware of, right? And to them it's just like natural, so they never really like
what?
Articulate it. Just like being able to like read the field, understanding spacing, knowing like when you can use energy, when you don't need to use energy, kind of like basketball, right? If you see someone who's super fit and they start playing basketball, they burn out and they get super exhausted really, really fast, right? But it's just because of knowing when to run, when not to run.
Gotcha.
When to change pace, when not to change pace, just like being able to like exert energy and everything like that. So.
All right, so you're doing your thing in college, and then when does the idea of turning this into a pro career come about?
So I was in college. We had just finished up our season. I was going to be graduating, and then they had a camp for the Olympic Development Academy, right? So I tried out for the camp. I made the camp, and that was like a program that was focused around nurturing players out of college. So like that had the potential to play for like the USA team and for sevens during that time. So it was really like very skill based, which was really helpful because I was like, oh, maybe I can actually like turn this into something, right? And actually like take this professionally. And in doing that, I understood from playing basketball, from playing all these other sports and stuff when I was younger, that like it's not always like set in stone, and it's never really like romanticized like that. So I knew that I had to like work. I knew I had to like set myself up for a career outside of just rugby in case anything happens. So I ended up still working on my career, but then saying, hey, look, like let's try to push as far as I can, and let's try to like compete with the people who are like the toughest or the people who are like the best in the country, because that's like the level of competition that I just want to play at naturally.
Yeah, and you're going to find out how good you are. You're going to be challenged. You're going to be pushed. So when you think about your rugby career, what have been some of the biggest challenges for you?
Some of the biggest challenges for me, for my rugby career. So I would start off by saying being able to adapt to players, right? I think in the beginning, when I first started playing, because I was new to the game, it was always saying, hey, like, where would you like me to be? How far would you like me to be? Like all like me adjusting to all these other players instead of starting to say, hey, like I know my skills, I know what I'm good at, and hey, I'm gonna be over here, or hey, like I'll be a little deeper because I feel more comfortable getting it like that because I can beat this player in front of me. You know what I mean? So just being able to like pick and choose how you want to receive the ball, how you want to be able to play the defense or play on offense. Just being able to like speak up more. That's definitely been a big challenge over time.
Yeah, it seems like there has to be a trust in yourself also, and a trust in your teammates too. But it also can be a revolving door of people. So whether it's players, coach, there's obviously a lot of different changes going on for you guys.
True. That's
so
very, very true.
How do you deal with that on the fly?
Like I feel like change is always constant. Like they say it a lot, and like by me seeing that change is always constant, I know like as long as I like stick to like my own core skill sets, and then being able to adapt and being able to like work with other players on the field and off the field, right? Because personal development also like seeps itself into the field when people are playing, So I think like being able to focus on those things have helped me. It kind of given me the skills to be able to like adjust and pivot if anything happens, or if any changes, or let's say if any coaches change, or if anybody wants to make a pivot in terms of how we play, I can be able to adjust to those things a lot faster.
I gotcha. Let's talk about Rugby United New York.
Yeah.
You guys have some great kits. You're playing at MCU Park. People in New York are feeling it. So what's this experience been like for you so far?
Honestly, the experience has been amazing. I think so when you're younger, you play sports, everybody wants to go to the league,
sure,
right? And when that's the case, you never really know how much it takes to really become a professional athlete, right? And even now, like after I've gotten like the real experience and like that whole like idea of romanticism, where like it's easy and you just get drafted, like everything you see on TV, like no, those things don't happen like that, right? For most players, and after getting that experience and finally being able to play professional, especially in New York, I think it's been absolutely amazing. Even just the view, like the view of
it's a beautiful spot.
It's iconic. It's so iconic. If you want a great snapshot of New York, you have like the roller coaster, you have like the actual like theme park.
Nathan's Hot Dogs.
Yeah, Nathan's Hot Dogs is right there. You can get some frog legs if you want.
Have you tried them?
Yes.
Are they good?
So I realized I'm not a fan of.
Not feeling it. I give you credit for trying though.
Yeah, I was like, let's
Why
try
not?
it out, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I gave it a shot. I was like, God, it tastes like chicken, but it's kind of like
Still
it's marinated
frog.
in like swamp water, right?
Yeah.
It was like,